Hello, everybody. I want to say, first of all, the song in the background is mine. I own the copyrights, but I'm using my song Freedom as the backdrop. I wanted to recap today the beauty of all the celebrations that have been going on all weekend in honor of Dr. King. Most of them were recognizing not only his legacy, but others who have followed his legacy and continue to help to make communities a better place for others. I spoke with some young people over the weekend and asked them to tell me what they knew about Dr. King, and they surprised me. They were able to quote some of his speeches and tell some of the things he did. And to me, Dr. King represented so much because as a young person, I used him as a screensaver on my computer day and night because he encouraged me to be better than I was day by day. And he also encouraged me to dream and work towards making it happen, not just dreaming about it. Several things I'd like to mention is why I'm so excited about it, celebrating him every day, really, is because he was nonviolent. In a world today when it's easy to start saying retaliatory things and getting ready to fight and fuss with someone that you don't agree with, he was a man of nonviolence, and he accomplished so much of what he did through nonviolence that other people under leadership would have fought back and caused a ruckus that led to nowhere. And he organized with the thought of nonviolence regardless. Some saw this as a weakness, but sometimes holding back from doing wrong is more of a strength. And it made him memorable. He showed character, knowing he was an example to other people. A lot of people get in the leadership role and seem to forget others are following their lead. And so Dr. King was very careful about that, doing things he would want others to follow his example doing. He was a person of action, not just talk. You see so many people say this and that, and you never see them make a move towards accomplishing it. He was not like that. He gave up so much of comfort, so much with his family to be that person, to follow that mission that he knew he was called to do. He knew that he was doing something that would outlast him and would make him outlast being mortal. So he was very conscientious of making the movement clear and plain so that others could follow and take over the reins and try to continue it when he was no longer here. He often talked about being prepared, preparation, because at any moment you never knew what the end and when the end would be to what he was trying to do. Very unselfish. Many people do stuff for comfort, but look at what he gave up that he could have had if he had not just made the sacrifices he did for our nation. He had a vision for the future, knowing he would not see a lot of the things he was fighting for. A lot of people wouldn't do that. They said, if I don't see anything in it for me, hey, tough turkey. Okay, he was very outspoken because a lot of people are afraid to speak up because of the what the danger might be for them. And he was not like that. And because he was not afraid, he became a spokesperson for the voiceless. I wanted to do a quick version of my poem I wrote years ago, but because I was tweaking it over the last few days, I was not able to present it sooner. But I didn't want the day to go by without this poem that was inspired in me from years ago. It's simply called Dr. King. Free at last, let freedom ring. But has America truly grasped the vision of Dr. Martin Luther King? Can our country prove to his family who lost their loved one too soon that we now see justice and equality is important as placing another man on the moon. When I see so much violence, so many young men and women in prison, I say this is not what Dr. King foresaw for this nation, most certainly not what he envisioned. He wanted us to know that nothing would be denied to us because of the color of our skin, but that the world would be an open door of opportunity to those who believed deep from within. If you're feeling tired of hearing about Dr. King, guess what? He was tired too, tired of people being treated unfairly and being separated from one another. You know, people like me and you. And he was tired of Americans using separate water fountains and having to move to the back of the bus. So Dr. King stood up for what he thought would bring a nation together. Guess what? He did it for us. Many people choose to just honor him in January. His celebration should last all year long, for his dream laid a foundation that caused others to also dream of ways to make our nation strong. So like Dr. King, I look forward to the day that I too will see that a country that says it is one nation under God will truly live in unity. I live for a day when we'll see harmony, extinguish racism and segregation, and a time when fame and fortune will be more important to young people than getting an educate. Our time and when fame and fortune will not be more important to young people than getting an education. Free at last, let freedom ring. We should all promise to never stop. If we don't reach the other side of the mountain, like Dr. King, at least we can glimpse at it from the mountaintop. Excuse that mistake there, trying to get through it. But I see so many young people going after fame on social media and then have difficulty reading. So we're getting away from the education part. And I want to see the kids get back into getting that education so that they can have a future and make life a little bit easier. But as I leave, I just want to say, continue the celebration, continue to love one another. And until I come again with one of my words of inspiration, I'll say, hang in there. And till next time, this is Denise signing out.